You're listening to More FM 91.7 on your dial.
Community people, it's link up time. Join me, Lady D, this and every Monday at 6:30 p.m. for Community Links. Let's take you on a journey, one community at a time, as we share information about projects, events, and accomplishments from the churches, CDCs, Citizens Association, and other community groups. Your community comes alive this and every Monday when you join me, Lady D, for Community Links, 6:30 p.m. on More 91.7 FM or on Facebook and YouTube Live.
Body. We love the people can work. We can't do the lazy body people them. Watch out. Every person must work. And I like that. Work. Every person must work. Young are work harder. Every person must work. Work. Find our blood. Every person must work. Work hard. Watch it. Cause if you're not working, you gotta be loafing. And if you're not loafing, then that you gotta be joking. You must work. And I lie. And don't be a jerk. Every person must work. Work hard. EY is like lazy body not gonna work. Man and woman better try do some work. Chicks the ball out. Lazy body not gonna work. Man and woman better try do some work. You are some man and woman them no want to work. Sit man can and act like a jerk. She a whip on the flag and him a wait on the shirt. Man and woman who don't try do some work. Told me a talk before the bed burst. Dixie King is not the rest. Marriage and live is not the rest. Sing on. Working is a thing that you should love. I don't like. Working is a thing that everyone should love. Every person must work. Hey, don't be a jerk. Every person must work. Work hard. You ain't got to have some ambition. Keep your spirit alive. Don't go making excuses. Just get out there and try. Every person must work. Well. Every person must work. Work hard. Watch this. No man gonna walk out. Barilla come. No man gonna airport. But them friend come. Bring that, bring this, bring something. All they want is easy living. You must work. No, it not gonna work on me, breath. Don't be a jerk. Every person must work. Work hard. Work the way you want. Every person must work. Work. Young or old. Every person must work. Might and live and take work hard. Money isn't religion. You won't get it for free. And I like that. Crime is not the solution. Open your eyes and see. Every person must work. Work. Jamaica must. Every person must work. Canada and England. The whole world. Working is a thing that you should.
Well, good evening, good evening, good evening. It's a very, very beautiful evening this evening. You see, when you are in beautiful company, you are beautiful. This evening, my guest is a woman whom I have learned to love. I call her sister, I call her friend, I call her mother because she's all of that and more. My guest this evening is the effervescent, the beautiful, the charming Mrs. Tamika Williams. And listen, this lady, she's small in stature, but she have a whole heap of things. I'm just gonna tell you a few of what she's capable of. She's an advocate for the elimination of violence towards women and girls. She's advocate for the preservation of Jamaica's flora and fauna. And if you I don't know what that means and you don't know what that means, but she's gonna tell us this evening what that means. She was a recipient of the Spirit of Independence Award 2026. And she was awarded from Woja in recognition of mobilizing and assisting Cameroon's community after Melissa, in spite of over 100% infrastructure damage to her business. Let me repeat that again. That means a whole affair place mess up, but she went out and helped persons when all affair something gone. This woman is a woman of strength and dignity. And guess what? She's taking the flag of Jamaica on top of the world, as in a recent AAA ranking, the highest in the world, inconsistent with positive international review. So, and I'll tell you the name of our place. She went tell you all the name of our business. So when we get there, good evening, Mrs. Williams. Welcome, 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 and thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me.
All right. So many hats. I don't even know which one to start. I don't know if it's the green, the orange, the yellow, the pink, or the blue hat we're starting with first. But I think the advocation for the elimination of violence towards women and girls, I think we can start there. Tell us about
Yes, yes.
your input into that.
I'm an advocate for the elimination of violence towards women and girls because some persons will say that the violence is also against men. But statistics show that there are more women and girls that are victims of this. And as
Yeah.
a victim of that type of violence myself,
Oh my.
I I have written a book unearthing the diamond, so I'm an
Okay.
author as well. And that book speaks to my childhood trauma at 15
Wow.
when I was abused. And so all that I do, all the accolades that you're seeing, it's because of what I have decided that instead of internalizing and being bad because bad things have happened to me, I
Mm-hmm.
just made an a conscious decision
Right.
that nobody who knows me or comes around me will have that type of negativity. So I speak for women, I speak for girls, and not just in Jamaica, but on the international platform where 3 years ago I was an ambassador for the International Women's Affairs.
Wow. And those books, though, they are on Amazon or on Kindle. Where can we find that book?
Unearthing the Diamond
Yeah.
is a book that you can purchase hard copies from us, or you can
Yes.
purchase it on Amazon or Kindle. And then, as the name says, unearthing the diamond. Anybody who knows me, that speaks about me.
But of
Most
course,
persons want most persons want the shiny diamond, the
yes.
beautiful thing, the bling bling bling,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't realize that in order for the diamond to become a diamond, it was first a lump of coal that was
Yes.
compressed. So all the struggles you go through life is compressing you to become a diamond. So that's why the book was called titled Unearthing the Diamond.
Wow. That's a really touching, and I'm really happy you're able to talk and speak. So, yeah, about your experiences. I know it wasn't a very good experience, but at least somebody else can realize who have been going through this. Say, hey, if she came out, I can come out too. Because a lot of persons tend to, after going through traumas like those, I tend to clam up. But I'm really happy that you're
It
here to
has
say,
not
hey, yes,
it has not been easy. It has
I
not been
can.
easy. There were times when I clammed up.
Yeah.
There were decades when I just felt,
Mhm.
and even the advocacy that I do now is because of it. It's my
Right.
way of healing myself. So it is
Wow.
not something that you get over. But you get to a point when life is at a space where you can smile again. You really do get a chance to smile again.
Wow. And if there's someone listening in and going through that same process that you went through, um, would they be able to call on you for advice?
Yes.
Okay. All
But
right. So,
it's the hardest thing for someone going through
yes.
they what I usually do when I meet persons, I who are going through a similar situation, I have them read the book,
Oh,
not for charge, not for selling. So when I have copies, I give them a book to read, and then they'll get back to me and they'll say, "Mrs. Williams, oh my God, I see you, and you seem like you have a gold spoon in your mouth. And when I
yes.
read the things that you have been through, I just so sorry for you, and I cry, and
That's
so
good.
on." So it is most persons going through this have to like mourning, and I tell people in your mourning it has different stages that
Yes.
you have to go through. If you skip a stage, you're gonna go back to the start. You have to go through each of it, and you must realize trust is usually someone you know, and once
Yes.
the trust has been broken, it's hard to
Wow.
just go and trust a stranger who you
Yes.
don't know. Yes,
Wow. Well, I'm feeling your pain, but I'm happy that it's not that you have bypassed it, but I'm happy that you're able to help someone else going through this traumatic experience. All right.
yes.
So, and the advocate for the preservation of flora and fauna is not me alone don't know what that means. Somebody else here is asking what that means. So I want you to give us a little tidbit on what that is, the flora and the fauna.
Okay. Um, for science, living things are classified into two groups, two
Okay.
main groups, plants and animals.
Oh.
So
Uh-huh.
flora refers to plant life. Any
Oh,
type of plant
yes.
life is referred to as flora. And fauna, fauna, is referred
Yes.
to animals. So I advocate
Oh,
for the plants and animals in Jamaica.
wow. And I realize that you're getting somewhere with that. Tell us a little more about that.
You mentioned in the introduction about the damage that we had sustained after Hurricane Melissa to
Yes.
our property. And
Right.
one of the things my community saw was the amount of birds that descended on our property the day after Melissa.
Wow.
And we have been feeding them since then.
Wow.
We have been feeding birds before, but not the magnitude that we have been feeding them since Melissa.
All right. So the bird.
Hummingbirds and all the other birds.
Oh my. So the birds that you had, they flew away when the hurricane came.
I don't know because I don't know what happened to them because the day before the hurricane, it was just still. There was not a sound.
Wow.
There was not a single sound the day before the hurricane. The day after the hurricane, when we went outside and saw what happened, I the only thing that I had any control over was feeding the birds. I had no control over the infrastructure that was down, or
Yes.
the garden that had disappeared,
Wow.
or the emotions we were having. The only thing I could do was to feed the birds and the bees. And I had to explain to some of my community members that if we don't feed the birds and the bees, it takes us longer to recover because all of the birds, when we spoke about the flora and the fauna, the interconnectedness, the birds, the bees, the lizards, all the insects, all the fauna are pollinators. So we have a specific hummingbird, the purple one that's called the Jamaican mango. That one
Yes.
pollinates our bananas. So every banana that we eat is pollinated by that bird. So
Oh.
if the birds die, yes,
Mhm.
we lost the trees, but if the birds die in the process and the pollinators die, we will not get any akis, we will not get any avocado, we will eat nothing. So it is still a process that we're going through in
Yes.
recovery because the amount of trees that are down, the birds that are fruit eaters, there are no fruits. The birds that
Wow.
are seed eaters, there are no seeds.
Those
So
kids.
we have to be balancing that by bringing in seeds, bringing in white sugar to give the birds that eat the nectar. And thank God the garden has rebounded. So the bees are okay, and the birds that feed on nectar is back in the garden. So we are now just feeding birds that feed from fruits and seeds.
Wow, I could sit here all evening and listen to you on the flora and the fauna. But I mean, the accolades are so many. Yes. Yes, I was told that you have to have another session again. Yeah, the pollination. Yes, the history of the garden and all of that. That is for another day. All right, but
Yes.
last week, was it last week or the week before? I saw you dressed so radiantly in a lovely yellow dress. And I saw you on a particular stage and you were smiling all over. And I heard when your name was called. And then you walked so daintily up the stairs and went and collected something that was so beautiful. Tell us a little more about what happened there.
May I just backtrack just a little bit? You
Yes,
just said something about how I walked onto the stage.
yes.
And because of what we discussed in the introduction about why I advocate for women, is that
Mhm,
every time I go in public, I
mhm.
know that I am an example for every little girl. As an
Yes.
educator, I used to teach, so I am an example. But I said that morning on Independence morning, I was a little unsure because of how vulnerable I have been since the storm. So I
Wow.
was unsure of how I would walk onto that stage to receive this Spirit of Independence Award. And my status that morning was for independence, I take Maya Angelou's poem.
Yes.
I quoted it that she says, whenever I walk into a room or to meet persons and I feel intimidated or I am unsure, I take all my ancestors with me. So I
Oh.
walked with all my ancestors
Oh,
that day.
yes. Yeah, man. I saw
I
it on
walked with
screen.
all my ancestors. I walked with my grandfather, my grandmother, my mother, my father, my uncle. I walked with all my deceased ancestors to make them proud.
Oh.
And that was a feeling. That was a feeling.
So when you
Yes.
got the call that you were you were chosen to receive this award, tell us a little the feeling that you had. Tell us a little how you felt when you got that call. Mm.
I pinch myself
Yes.
because we have the business has already received an award. The business
Yes.
got the Sam Sharp Award in 2013. The business, not me, the business.
Yes.
So when my name was called, I normally don't go anywhere without my husband or my son. So now
Mm.
I was singled out, and I know that I had to go up on that stage alone. But we
Wow.
are from Kingston. We are from Kingston. We are not from Montego Bay. So
Right.
to be honored this way in Montego Bay, I am like, no man, they're going to call me and tell me that is a mistake. Somebody can call me and tell me it's a mistake. But then I'm like, I look around, and my husband looks at me and he shakes his head and he says, I am so proud of you. I am
Oh.
so proud of you. You are so deserving. You're so selfless. So yes, the feeling I got was that the story of Job, when everything was
Yes.
taken away, when
And though
everything
you
was
slay
taken
me,
away,
and though you slay me, yet.
yes, so it
Uh,
comes back. So this was just a way of saying continue. It was a reassurance to me because I've been asking what is the next step because we're still trying to rebuild after the storm. So this was a reassurance for me that yes, it's not in vain.
and when you come off here, there's a question that we need to ask you off the air because somebody broached the subject to me earlier today. So when we get off air, yes, I'll talk to you on that matter.
Okay.
All right, but my favorite thing though, the flag of Jamaica was raised on top of the world. I don't know much, but I want you now to tell us what that is and tell us a feeling that you're having. No, the feeling that you had then. Tell us a little more about that.
You will notice that with this interview, everything from the beginning ties in.
Yes,
My reason for the advocacy. So the way that we are, it's that people don't spend a lot of time with each other anymore. And one of the
yes,
things that we do here at our property, Once you get here, you have three family members. So you realize in Jamaica is family oriented. And we
Yes.
sit with you and we talk to you, we give you the history of the place, and we introduce you to the flora and the fauna.
Right.
When we started the business in 2008, everybody would laugh at us and they said it's a niche market because it's just a little garden and it's not gonna this and environmental this and community. But it's
Mm,
what we love and we stuck to it. I quit teaching a year later. Left my teaching career after 22 years to run
mm.
the business. My husband is painting. But as guests would come here, there was something that happened that they started feeling when they're leaving they're hugging us up and they always say, I came here as a guest and I leave as family. And then
Okay.
repeatedly guests would come and say they came specifically to debunk the reviews because there's
Yes.
no way that we could be getting such good reviews. We must have been paying people for these reviews. And
Wow.
these people, when they come here and they experience the place, they go back and give us an even better review.
Very good.
So, listen to this now. Two
Yes.
days after the municipal corporation advised me that I'm getting the Spirit of Independence Awards, two
Yes.
days,
2 days.
after, I got an email.
Yes.
And when I read the email, I'm like, what is?
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I don't speak Pata too much. But I'm
Right.
like, what is? And my husband like, what is wrong? What is wrong? And I said, Ian, look at this. And I read the article. They did a survey. It's
Yes.
AAA is a large American company, and they have a travel arm called Inspiration. And they did a survey on TripAdvisor over the years to find places across the world that people love, people consistently give good reviews to. Now you have to remember it's a small little business up in the bush we are.
Yes.
So you have all the major players across Jamaica, across the world, and they brought it down to a top 10. And I'm like, okay, we probably reached down at 10. Since they sent it to us and there is a top 10, maybe we are at number 10. And
Yes.
usually you start the top 10 by the first one you read is at the 10, is number 10. And then until you go
Yes.
down to number one, we are the first one. So I'm sure we are number 10. And then when I read it, it says that people have bucket lists when they travel. They want to go to these places. And when they go, it never live up to their expectations. But these 10 places, people go there and they're saying it's a place I'll return to. And it is awesome. It's amazing. It is all the positives. And
Yes.
over the entire world, Jamaica got the number one spot. Jamaica had one person on the spot.
Wow.
You had Canada, Australia, United States, UK, the Arab Emirates, South Africa. All of these countries across the world are on this list. And Jamaica is at the top of the list. And our Rasnatango represented Jamaica
Well,
there.
but you
So
said
it's a
Jamaica,
big
but Jamaica is big and large and wide. Where exactly? Because I am sure persons are listening now would want to come to that place, the number one spot. So tell us, where can we find that place? The number
it's
one
right here in
place.
Montego Bay.
All right, give us
Our
a
Rasnatango
distance.
Gallery.
Yes.
Our Rasnatango Gallery and Garden is
Yes.
just 15 minutes from Sam Sharp Square up the mountains. So it's Granville,
Yes.
Retirement,
Mm.
Gutters. Once you get up that steep hill after Gutters, the sign is right there. It's the only international city of peace in the Caribbean. So it's a peaceful community. When you
Wow.
get there, you feel and this is what it's. So it's not just it's everything that made it. The reviews, people are not harassed in the community.
Yes.
The peacefulness, the visitors. We have a view from Bogue all the way to Falmouth, just laying down in front of us.
Wow.
And Google Maps. So if people don't know where it is, Google Maps has just put this search Rasna Tango Gallery and Garden, and Google Maps takes you to the gates. So it literally put our community on the map.
Awesome. Awesome. And in case, is there a number that you have in case someone would want to reach out to you to come and see this flora and fauna?
876
Yes.
875
Yes.
4453.
So it's
And
repeat. Yes, repeat the number again.
876
Yes.
875
Yes.
4453.
Yes. Wow, I think we got that one. And before we close, you were saying?
We open to not just for visitors. It's not just for visitors. Our opening hours are Mondays through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. But we, because we want to accommodate Jamaicans, those Jamaicans that work Monday to Friday, if they call us before, we do appointments for the weekends and
Yes.
we do field trips. We have field trips coming from Kingston, Brownstone, St. Catherine, St. Elizabeth, and
Wow.
the pictures through the place, and it's hands on. It's hands on, whether it's from kindergarten to those that are doing their SBAs.
Wow.
So it's, yes,
But you're still so excited. But we think we need to come and find where that place is. Right. So for those who
yes,
are listening, just in case you missed the number, it's 876 875 4453, and it's Arasna Tango Gallery and Garden. And then you can Google it, you can put it in Google, and then trust me, you will find, because Google does a very good job right now. So, Mrs. Williams, we just want to say a big, big thank you for just sharing part of your life with us, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but all of them mix up, and it's a lovely life, right?
yes, it is. Yes,
All
it
right.
is. Yes,
So
it is.
we will
Thank
reach
you
out
so
to
much.
you because somebody needs to get to Rasnatango. So we will reach out to you in short
Not a
order.
problem. Looking forward.
All
Have a good
right.
evening and thank you for having me. Thank you for to your listeners for listening. Well, have a good
Thank you.
evening.
Yes, and thank you for being a part of our program this evening. All
Yes.
right. Right. And we just want to say thanks also to Councillor Gregory Harris and his football competition. It was a lovely, lovely competition. It ended last night at the Cornwall Courts Community Center, where Silver Stars from out of Salt Spring, they were the champions. And I think second place was from Green Pond. I know the third place was from Flower Hill. But it was a lovely evening. I mean, persons who came from all over the communities, and that is what we want to see. It was a very peaceful evening. So, congratulations, Councillor Harris and your team from the Salt Spring Division with your football competition. And I was told next year it will be bigger and better. All right, so thank you so very much, my listeners and my guests. We will see you next week, same time, same place, with another very, very interesting guest. Thank you so much for being a part of our program. Peace out and God bless.